If this video is finding you, then you're searching for something. And you are aware of the bullshit, and aware of a lot of things that are going on. And if you truly feel it, then I welcome you. This is Sean, the Shadow Dancer. There's been quite some time since I've hit the dance floor. But fortunately for me, I've ended up homeless and delegated to my car. Soon it'll be 3 years. And I've learned a lot since that time. Now, I'd rather live in this situation than live with those that are psychopaths, live with those that take advantage of you. I was on suicide watch at one point. And right before that, somebody that I loved that was once my best friend left me for another. And my mother had a very deep talk with me night before last night. And she was looking at a movie about a criminal underworld organization. And what they said was, you never leave a person at their lowest. And that was what happened with me. And then later on, I ended up on suicide watch. Then after that, later on, I ended up homeless again and sliced up my hand. But since those years, that thought has never crossed my mind. Because only you will get you through the chaos, the violence, the inequality that's going on around. The message means absolutely nothing but political propaganda. I know this well because I'm only given one day, $100 every week. And this car is my home. There's no heat, there's no air. I survive through freezing nights, and I survive through blistering heat days. And still, I have no complaints. I am a nomad, and I'm also a samurai. I've trained in the martial arts for over 10 years. And during half that time, I trained in the art of Iaijutsu, the art of drawing the sword. And during this time, we have a geomagnetic excursion that's going on. I don't have the means to move to a safer place at this current time. So if the sun decides to hit us with an X30, X40, or X50, or 60, or even 100, my fate is sealed. And I've accepted my fate. And if it needs to happen that way, so be it. I have no regrets. But if I can make the moves and do what I need to, and have the resources, the money, I will move myself and my mother to a safer place. But if it happens now, I'll stand alongside her and look death in the eyes with honor. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my video. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll see that I'm a hardcore worker. I like to work physically. I don't like to sit on my ass and make nothing. We are meant to treat each other with dignity. Not want them to be killed like our 2 soldiers and putting agents' lives at risk. I had 2 offers, one to become an ICE agent, and before that to become a CIA agent. I'm very good at intel gathering. I'm very good at learning. I'm very good at doing my homework. So I know a lot of what's going on. And I also have had profound experiences. Previous civilizations have fallen because of what's going on right now, happened in the past. If you unravel the infinity symbol, it's a circle. Everything comes full circle. And we have to change that in order to survive or be extinct. There have been people killed because they've had to cure for cancer, and our leaders has committed genocide, leading to 1 million lives lost over cold fusion alone. It's utter nonsense and bullshit. And now there's a lot of socialists, communists, looking to force people into their fold or make things hard. I accept it. I'm against the grain. I don't conform. I refuse. And by accepting difficulty as a challenge to rise above, you grow stronger. What do we have if we have absolutely no difficulty? Many people complain. Yet many have not been in a situation that we're in. And there are those of us that are less fortunate that don't have cars to fall back on. And then there are those who face challenges, even having somewhere to stay. But again, a vast majority don't know difficulty. I was born into a poverty-stricken family and was taught that anything that you want, you need to earn it. You need to work hard for it. And because I don't conform, I get the challenges that are my catalysts to greater strength, greater understanding, greater awareness, greater expansion. I was once religious, but I'm not. That doesn't mean I become a satanic worshiper or anything, even though I enjoy dancing in the underground scene. This keeps me warm. And so do my sleeping bags. And I've met many cool people. I've met cool Muslims, I've met cool Christians. And when you find yourself on this type of difficult path, you run into those who lend a helping hand that are true of heart, that resonate with you. And I'm a very thick-skinned too. I care not what others say to me or think of me, because it's meaningless, especially when I'm a survivor. And I've graduated that to a survivalist, an urban survivalist, surviving only off of $100 a week. And I'm currently in the process of gaining opportunities to move on from this company that doesn't think much of me, that lies to my face. And if you are also in a similar position, I commend you for visiting and listening. Because we are meant to be humane, not inhumane. And we're not meant to control people and dictate what they do. We cannot dictate what they do. We're meant to really know who we are. And living in this fashion, I take it as honor. And it's making me stronger. I disconnect from social media at certain points of time, and I tune meditation. We must tune ourselves to a higher frequency, to a higher state of being. And what I'm alluding to is the great inner work, Because no one is going to do that. No one's going to fill that void but you yourself. No one can do that. It's like walking. No one can walk for you. You have to walk yourself. And each and every challenge that comes your way is meant to forge you into a stronger, better person than you were previously. Others don't see it that way, but if you're here looking at this, you're thinking like I'm thinking. You're part of that collective. And there's a growing number of people that are becoming more and more aware of what's going on. And it's ridiculous. A lot of these people are showing their true psychotic nature. And that's because they didn't do the great inner work inside. They did not marry themselves. And this is also why a lot of relationships didn't work. Like I said, I was left at my lowest point by a girl who claimed to be my best friend and girlfriend. But when all was said and done, here I am by myself. But it is a blessing in disguise because I've gotten to know myself far more than I've ever have. And no thought of suicide, no thought of cutting has ever crossed my mind since those days. You must ask yourself, when you're laying on your deathbed, do you want to be full of regret or be full of gratefulness and wholeness? Because meditation and sleep to me are rehearsal for death. But it's also a means to work out the brain and exercise it and make that muscle stronger. You must have a thick skin and not let what others say even bother you. There's a lot going on with our magnetic field. And if you wish to know more about that, there's lots of resources. Space Weather News is one of them. And I was on that, viewing that and subscribed to that way back when it was Suspicious Observers. Because I, at heart, am still suspiciously observing everything, including people, because I live off the street. And there are those that are not in my position that have somewhere to stay, yet they're not in the right mindset. They don't know who they are and are willing to exploit people to get what they want. And it's those type of people you have to avoid and walk away from like a soldier. I have friends that have been in the military, and I have one that's about to complete basic training. And he contacted me not too long ago. And I commended him for his efforts, and I told him, train hard and train well. And that's what I did in my time during martial arts. 15 years and several years of teaching as an assistant instructor. So everything that I've learned in the past has prepared me for these days. And I still have not one single complaint to give. While I listen to everyone else's complaints. Don't complain. Take action and rectify the problems. Accept your challenges until you become so strong that your challenges become, well, easy. Some people ask me if I am addicted to homelessness, and this is those out of my circle. And no, I'm not. Because of how I handle it with a disciplined and focused mind. And walking away from the bullshit that many people carry inside themselves. Some carry so much bullshit that they couldn't even use the restroom and get it out. They're so clogged up full of it. So we must look beyond that and make true, lasting connections with each other, not just because it's convenient and not just because it's the spur of the moment, but because we are true and we see something in that person that we're making a connection with that is worthwhile. And at age 42, with all the meditation that I've done, all the sound therapy, I feel much better than I did when I was 24, and I was training actively then. Hardcore workouts. The blood, sweat, and tears that came with it. So you must tune, you must focus yourself. And not be full of prejudice or racism or anything like that, because it's limiting. It takes away from the trueness of soul. So, I commend you for stopping by here and listening, because know that you're not the only one going through this. I gotta turn the light back on. So again, if the sun decides it wants to blast us into oblivion now, so be it. I've accepted my fate, and I'll look death in the eyes and smile alongside my mother. I may survive, who knows? I didn't think I would survive all of this. But yet and still I keep waking up every day not having hypothermia on all those freezing nights. And if you find yourself in this situation as a nomad, I commend you. And keep it up. Until next time.